On the final day of 2025, as the Kremlin prepares its New Year's message, an unexpected voice disrupts the narrative. General Leonid Ivashov, a decorated nationalist hawk, publicly denounces Vladimir Putin's leadership. Ivashov's critique is not from a dissident or outsider but from the heart of Russia's military establishment, a man who once embodied the system's ideals. He calls the war in Ukraine a catastrophic blunder, exposing a dangerous fracture within the elite that has long supported Putin. Unlike opposition figures, Ivashov cannot be dismissed as a foreign agent. His words carry the weight of a true insider. He accuses Putin of strategic blindness, sacrificing Russia's future for personal survival. Ivashov's dissent signals a rebellion from within the hawkish camp, shattering the delicate balance Putin maintained among his inner circle. He represents a growing faction of military professionals who see the war as a disastrous miscalculation, not a patriotic crusade. Speaking out in today's Russia is a profound risk, suggesting Ivashov is not alone. He is the face of a silent but powerful faction. Their loyalty is to the idea of Russia, not to Putin, and they now see the president as the greatest threat to the nation's survival. This internal challenge, born of frustrated patriotism, may be the most significant threat Putin has ever faced. General Ivashov's critique centers on the Kremlin's obsession with minor battlefield victories while ignoring the broader strategic disaster. State media trumpets small advances as signs of inevitable victory, but Ivashov argues these are tactical distractions masking a deeper failure. He warns that Russia is winning skirmishes but losing the war, sacrificing lives and resources for gains that do not alter the strategic picture. The true cost is the erosion of Russia's economy, global standing, and long-term security. Ivashov points out that none of the war's original goals have been met. NATO is stronger, Ukraine is more united, and Russia is increasingly isolated. The Kremlin's leadership, he says, is fixated on short-term wins, blind to the larger consequences. They failed to anticipate Ukraine's shift to targeting Russia's economic infrastructure, a move with devastating impact. Ivashov likens the Kremlin to chess players obsessed with pawns, oblivious to the looming checkmate. The tactical gains are a smokescreen for a national catastrophe. The war's true legacy, he warns, is a weakened, diminished Russia. The Kremlin's narrative cannot hide the vast, strategic wasteland left behind. As Russia focused on the front lines, Ukraine launched Operation Spiderweb, a campaign targeting the economic arteries of the Russian state. Using drones, NATO intelligence, and special operations, Ukraine struck oil refineries, storage depots, and logistics hubs, crippling Russia's energy sector. The attacks are precise and relentless, choking off the flow of oil and revenue that funds the war. Russia's vastness, once a strategic asset, is now a liability. Its infrastructure, too, spread out to defend. Ivashov calls this a massive intelligence failure, exposing Russia's inability to protect its most vital assets. Each strike on a refinery does more damage than any battlefield loss, fueling inflation and logistical chaos. Ukraine's strategy is to make the war financially unsustainable for Russia, undermining the state from within. The financial mathematics of these strikes are proving more effective than Moscow ever imagined. While Putin boasts of economic resilience, Ivashov paints a starkly different picture. Official statistics are propaganda masking a hollowing economy. The low unemployment rate is a symptom of demographic crisis. Millions have been killed, wounded, mobilized, or fled, leaving critical labor shortages. Ivashov introduces the dog food index. The average pension or low wage is now insufficient to feed even a medium-sized dog, let alone a family. As resources are funneled into the war, the social contract is breaking down. Stability and rising living standards have given way to survival. Grocery shelves reveal the decline. Shrinkflation, poor quality, and toxic substitutes are now the norm. Healthcare and education are collapsing and public health is deteriorating. Economic hardship is breeding quiet anger and despair, even as protest is suppressed. The Kremlin's narrative of unity is crumbling under the weight of daily hardship. The dog food index is a powerful symbol of a government that can wage war but cannot guarantee a basic existence. Ivashov warns that Russia's decline is not just economic, but technological and geopolitical. The war has reversed decades of progress. Civil aviation is collapsing, with airlines cannibalizing planes for parts. Russia's space program, once a symbol of pride, is now grounded, crippled by accidents and neglect. A brain drain and corruption have gutted the scientific and industrial base. Internationally, Russia stands isolated. Its only allies are dependents like North Korea and Iran, offering little in return. Even China, touted as a partner, exploits Russia's weakness, buying resources at a discount and offering little strategic support. With the UN Security Council backing Ukraine and Putin wanted by the ICC, Russia is a pariah, its reputation in tatters. Ivashov sees a nation adrift, its former strengths now vulnerabilities. The greatest danger now is the loss of faith in Putin among the elite. Once, loyalty to Putin meant power and wealth. Now, it's a liability as the war drags on and costs mount. Kremlin insiders are no longer talking of victory, but of exit strategies and self-preservation. Ivashov's public dissent signals that the code of silence is broken. Factions within the Siloviki are considering alternatives. This may not mean a coup, but could lead to silent insubordination, isolation, and a leader unable to command. The elite's motivations are pragmatic. They want to survive, even if it means sacrificing Putin or seeking a negotiated settlement. The once monolithic Kremlin is fracturing, with powerful figures maneuvering for what comes next. The regime's future is now in doubt, shaped by those who once upheld it. As 2025 ends, Russia stands at a crossroads, its future uncertain. The fractures revealed by Ivashov are not mere policy disputes, they signal a crisis of the state. The war, meant to project strength, has instead exposed the regime's brittleness and accelerated decline. Russia is trapped between a leader who cannot lose and an elite who cannot afford for him to stay. One path is slow collapse, economic pain, technological decay, and possible disintegration into warring regions. Another is a change at the top, but a new leader may simply offer a more competent authoritarianism, or Putin could crush dissent, turning Russia into a militarized, isolated state, a larger North Korea. The cracks are real, but the structure still stands. The coming year will test Russia's foundations as never before.